Thank you very much. My name is George Nyongayo. I work for the Ministry of Energy and Petroleum in the Directorate of Renewable Energy under the Division of Energy Efficiency. I am the focal point for Kenya in AFREC data collection, in charge of energy efficiency questionnaire. We are here today for a workshop that's training us on handling of the questionnaire, handling of energy questionnaire. In this questionnaire, we're supposed to submit data to Africa Energy Commission, which gathers energy data from all countries in Africa. So this is important because the interconnectedness in the energy field. This commission is supposed to form a database where we can get all energy data from the African nations. So today we are gathered here from the various African nations. So we are being trained on how each nation will submit its energy data to the commission. So this data includes data on energy balance, data on energy efficiency, data on bioenergy, and others. So I think that's why we are here today. Thank you. The event is very important for us and for the country in general. First of all, it gives us a basis to form network with other professionals working in the energy sector in Africa. And the training we are being offered is also quite important because we need to learn how to submit this data in the format that is required so that it can be processed by the Commission. So for today, I can say it's quite an important event. It brings together various people from Africa, from the African continent. Others, thank you for we are quite, I can say the training is very important for us. It's going to be quite important for us, not only in submitting data, but also in discharging our duty for Kenya. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Marusa Makutuza from Lesotho, and I'm here attending AFREC's workshop to train focal points on the 4 questionnaires of energy information system, which is energy balance, power points, energy prices, as well as energy efficiency. And I'm here today as a trainer to train some of the focal points that are present here today in the African continent. Thank you. I think the training comes at a very crucial time that the world is calling for a clean energy transition. So it is very important to check across all the countries how far we are with regard to our transition or progress in the transition agenda. So I think it's very important to strengthen the capacities of all the statisticians in our African countries so that we can be able to collect reliable statistics on energy. Okay. With the right skills and the right capacity, we are then going to be very sure that we can rely on our energy information systems at the national level as well as at the continental level. And that means we can be able to compare ourselves as a continent with other continents in the world and track our progress in the clean energy transition. We are not working in silo as Lesotho, but we also partner or get to collaborate with other countries. So we are currently rolling out the Soul Train program, which is a solar thermal program in the SADC region. And in that, we are trying to say, let's try to try and save our usage of electricity that is directly coming from grid, rather use the renewable energy and lessen the burden on the grid by using more natural means of energy. I think that's the main thing at the moment. Otherwise, we are very big on grid, mini grids. That is still our way of saying there is a lot of demand that is coming up in the country, and the country is struggling now with the only 72 megawatts hydro plant that we have. Our imports are increasing on an annual basis, so it is better now to try and fast track or accelerate our efforts in accelerating access to other households that cannot access grid. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm Juliet Sianyaluma from Sierra Leone. I work for Statistics Sierra Leone as a statistician. So I'm the focal person appointed to represent Sierra Leone in this African Energy Commission workshop. and specifically training us how to fill the energy questionnaire that has been developed by the African Energy Commission. That's the purpose we are here. Oh, it was a wonderful experience. Okay. I enjoyed the flyovers. From the airport to here, I was just asking the driver, I will see alternative road to the airport, and then you have the one where you have a toll gate. So I was asking, why the difference? Yeah. So he said, when there is traffic, you will choose the other option, and there you go. I don't have that in Sierra Leone, so it was so amazing as I was traveling from the airport to my hotel here. Honestly, if I should talk for my background in Sierra Leone, we have a huge challenge with energy, especially the production of energy, electricity, and also eating facilities. Cooking gas is a very big challenge. Very few percentage of Sierra Leoneans use the LPG gas for cooking. The rest, including myself, I use the local coal that is produced. Okay. And I'm living in the city, Freetown, so you can just imagine. I only use the LPG for maybe fast movement in the morning when I'm getting late for work. Yeah. But I dare not use it, and that is the situation for many women and children. They go through that. So it's a welcome idea for us to have a data, because data give information. Yeah. And when it gives information, then the policy makers can use that information to address this issue. Yeah. Okay, so we have a huge energy challenge in Sierra Leone. And I believe it's similar to other African countries. Yes. We need funding for the production of energy. Currently, for electricity, we are using the power car ship that has been supplying us electricity in Freetown and the environs since I think 2018, 2019, and that is what we have been managing. The power plant that we have, the Bumbuna Hydro, has not been enough. Okay. We have a very small percentage of it, and recently we had a power cut. Over 80% of Sierra Leoneans were living in blackout, no electricity, and that was a problem for about 2 weeks. But negotiations and the car power ship has started production of electricity again. And then also we have investment in solar. When you go to the rural areas, mostly they use solar energy, solar light for electrification and some for other domestic use. But that is very small compared to the population. The vast majority of Sierra Leoneans, they use this, where is solar light, but especially for cooking is coal, locally produced coal, not the one that is manufactured in industry. Yes, so that is what we are facing. And we appreciate for the African Union to step in to see how to help us. And they can only do that when they have informed data that can inform them to take the necessary action.
My name is Farida Umar. I am from Nigeria. I work with the Energy Commission of Nigeria, the Energy Information System Department. And I am a Chief Scientific Officer working with data and energy data. Well, AFREC has tremendous impact in our activities because we have been working with them to build our own national energy information system. They have been helping other countries in Africa, most especially Nigeria. They produced a report for us, which they call diagnostic report, where they went through our energy information system and made recommendations on how we can improve on our data quality and reporting. So we are even part of, we are implementing some of the recommendations that they made, among which is we have a problem with reporting renewable energy data. So part of the recommendations was that we should have a committee of stakeholders who will meet at least once, twice a year and have, share data and validate data and also share experiences and know how we can, we can bridge the gap that is existing in the renewable. Well, the benefits of collecting data in energy is cannot be, quantified, because as we all know, we need energy for everything, every sector of our lives, and energy sits at the heart of development in countries. So anything that you want to plan, you want to develop, you have to have the data for it. We use the data for energy planning. We create scenarios where we find the best ways in which we can improve on our energy supply, as well as reduce emissions while we explore our resources to produce energy. The world now is shifting towards energy transition, and there is no way you can do energy transition without quality data. So data is at the heart of energy planning, energy development, and the overall development of a country.
My name is Chulufelo Chusekiso. I am from Botswana. I am representing the Department of Energy of Botswana, and I work under the Energy Regulation section. I am also a focal person for AFREC in relation to energy prices and taxes. But I am actually here to train African member states, the ones English-speaking member states, on how to fill the African energy questionnaire, particularly on the energy balance. So the intention of this capacity building is to equip our African member states on how to fill the African questionnaire, to finally submit the energy balance to AFREC for validation and statistics publications. This will in turn improve our energy policies and guide African Union in guiding our member states. Thank you.
My name is Samson Bel-Aube. I'm head of the Energy Information System and Statistics Division at the African Energy Commission. So we are gathered here today to discuss about energy statistics. As you know, energy sector is very important because in Africa now our target is that by 2030 all the countries which are in the middle low economy, we want to move them to middle economy, and those who are in the middle economy, we want them to go up to high economy. So to achieve this, you need economy, you need energy. Energy is very important for the development of a country. So the energy sector should be treated as very important sector, the way we are treating currently now education sector or health sector, because without energy you can't do anything. Energy is part of our normal life, and then all of us will use energy every day, and then now there is a lot of discussion going now how to assess, how countries should access to renewable energy, and then also how now people need to move to from biomass, which is now not a good energy, to be energy which is more good for our health, because there are also a lot of debate on the continent now about the clean cooking, how our mother and sister should be access to clean cooking now, so that when they are cooking it will not have a negative impact on their health. So there are a lot of programs ongoing now on the continent about the energy sector. So to make sure that these programs are well planned, and then also we can monitor them at the end of the day to make sure that they achieve the goal that we set from the beginning. When we are designing those projects or program on the energy, we definitely need to have the data, and very good data, timely updated, and then the data which is reflect very well the country. Like for example, here now we are in a meeting in Kenya. We don't want a data which will cover only Nairobi. We want the data for the whole Kenya, and then also we want update data. While we are in 2024 now, we need to have already the 2023 data for energy, and then even at AFREC level now we want to move from annual data, because now currently we are collecting annual data. We want to move from annual data to monthly data collection. So there is a lot of project at AFREC level, and then we are going to implement soon. But currently now we are collecting annual data. So we realize that the data that we collect from a country are not, there are still some challenge from country, because we collect the data using 4 questionnaires. one questionnaire, we call it questionnaire energy balance. We call another questionnaire in energy efficiency. We call it another questionnaire on prime task questionnaire, and then another questionnaire on power plant capacity. So we collect those 4 questionnaires from country every year. So we are gathered here today for the next 4 days to discuss about country, how we can make sure that country have a focal point that are provided data to have a very good knowledge. So the objective of this workshop is to train the focal point so that they can know how to fill the questionnaire, that's number 1, and then also to know where they can find the data at the country level. Because, for example, if I take a question on the energy balance now, we want to train the focal point so that they know that, okay, if I want to fill the AFREC questionnaire for energy balance, I need to visit this kind of company to collect the data. I need to go and visit this ministry. I need to visit, for example, the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. I need to visit them to see which data they have it. And then also I need to visit a big company which is involved in the energy sector. And then also how can I design the data collection, so when I collect the data from those companies at the national level, I can easily fill the AFREC questionnaire. So the objective of this workshop is to identify clearly with country where they can find the data, where is the data source, and then also how we can harmonize the data, because we want to make sure that when we collect the data from Kenya, for example, this data can easily compare to the data that we collect from Angola, the data that we collect from Tanzania, the data that we collect from Cote d'Ivoire, the data that we collect from Benin, the data that we collect from Senegal. So the objective is to make sure that we have a very comprehensive data, very updated, and the data that we can harmonize. So at the end of this workshop, the participants that are attending this training now here in Nairobi will have a good knowledge, a very good knowledge. Yeah, we know it is 4 days, but the very 4 days of very intensive training is like what we are supposed to do in 2 or 3 weeks now. We are going to do it in 4 days. But you know, we can be happy on COVID-19, because COVID-19 teaches us now how we can work online. So before we organize this meeting, we already have a lot of discussion online with the country, and then there are some knowledge they already get it when we are doing the training online. But you know, online training are not enough. Sometimes you need to come and do face-to-face. So now we are here now we are doing face-to-face training with them, and then at the end of the workshop, they will have this knowledge, and then we are going also to assess, because this knowledge that they will get now will help them now to improve the data for energy balance or energy efficient that they will send to us for 2021, and then also for 2022, and then also for 2023, because we already collected the data for 2021 and 2022 from the end. So after this training, now they will tell us if they need to improve the data that they submit for 2021 and 2022. And then before end of 2024, we'll ask them, look, send to us now the data for 2023 for energy balance or energy efficient power plant capacity of your country, or price and test of energy of your country. So when they send the data to us now we'll see, okay, if we achieve the real objective of the training. But if I can tell you the discussion which is ongoing already in the room now, the country already tell us that, oh, we are getting a lot of knowledge already of how to capture very well the data on oil, the data on gas, the data on coal, the data on biomass, the data on electricity. The discussion already ongoing on them, and then they say, okay, look, we are now getting a new knowledge on how to identify very well the source of data. So we already see here now that we already achieve a little bit our objective, but we'll be happy when we'll receive a very clean data now from member states. So I think before end of the year, we'll publish the data, and then we'll mention clearly what the achievement of this workshop. Here now in Kenya, we are with the English-speaking country. So from 6 to 9 May here now we are in an English-speaking country. We are with the English-speaking country, but you know, in the continent we always devise, when we want to organize a workshop, we all meet in 2 groups. One for those who are fluent in English and those who are fluent in French. So here now in Nairobi, we are with those countries where the participants are fluent in French, So end of this May, from 27 to 30 in Cotonou, Benin, we are going to meet again with a French-speaking country to do the same exercise again with them. So this is a very important workshop that we are doing today for the energy statistics for the continent, for the energy sector, which is a very important sector. As I said at the beginning, that energy sector should be considered now as a health sector, like the way we are treating health sector or education sector, because without energy you can't do nothing. Even I'm talking to you now, I'm using the energy. And then we are also a debate on climate change now also on the continent. So all these things need the statistics, and they are very important now. So the statistics on energy now is like a goal. It's a very important issue now. So we are very confident at AFREC that we are ready to support member states to have a timely update and then accurate data on energy statistics. I thank you.